Hey, welcome back to the Morning, Noon, and Night Show. We are all over the deck here at B. Smith's Restaurant. Jenny, why don't you introduce our next guest?
This is Chef Rob Endelman, and he is with Cooking with Class, and you do
Actually,
private parties.
Cook with Class.
Cook with Class, I'm sorry.
That's
Cook
okay.
With Class, and there's a website.
Yes, cookwithclass.net.
Cookwithclass.net, and you do private parties, you do dinner parties, you do individual instruction, and here in the Hamptons and also in New York City.
Yes.
And today we're going to be grilling up some stuff, some food, and learning about some grilling tips.
So, Rob, explain this to me. We can call you up and say, I'm having a dinner party for 12. Will you come out and do it? You bring
Sure.
your staff, the food, everything. You do the works.
I am full service.
So you're really
He
a
even
chef,
cleans.
a chef to go.
He cleans.
You do?
Chef on the run.
You're chef on the run.
Anywhere you want.
That's really terrific to know.
Fly me to Paris, I'll come to Paris for you.
And we can, and I hear that your stuff is brilliant, and we can find out where to hire your services on this internet website?
Yes, on the website, cookwithclass.net, all of the information is on there.
You know what's really cool? If you have a shower or a birthday party or a bachelorette party or even a wedding gift you want to give people, I've done this before and I'm planning on doing it in the future. We were talking about this earlier. Give a cooking lesson. You can give people a lesson
Oh,
for
you mean
two or
you
for
can buy a
4,
cooking
or
lesson?
you
Sure.
can do a
Yes,
I do
bachelorette
cooking
party. And
Yeah,
that's
great.
such a fun thing to do. I
Sounds
think
like
that's
fun.
Yeah,
great.
do cooking lessons also. And what I try to do is show people how simple and easy it is to cook. So many people are intimidated by cooking and this
Me.
food.
I'm intimidated by cooking.
Well, then you're the perfect
Yeah.
person to take a cooking
Perfect
lesson.
person.
I'm not intimidated by cooking, but I don't like to shop.
Well, that's the great thing. I do that for you.
So what are we making here today? These are simple grilling tips, so even somebody like me who's not so quick with the
And you're
cooking skills can learn.
You're going to make this for dinner tonight because it's that easy.
Okay.
The first thing we're going to do is a cherry tomato, mozzarella, and basil salad.
Yum.
Delicious. So easy, you're not even going to imagine. This is what we got. We got our bowl. We have our mozzarella.
Let's hold up the
Do
bowl
you
because
use-
I'm afraid the bowl is
Here,
hidden
I'll put it-
behind
I'm
it.
sorry.
Here, and you'll
That's
put it
not
in.
your fault. Go
Is
ahead.
the
Well-
mozzarella salted, unsalted? anything
Salted
specific?
mozzarella because it just gives it a little bit more flavor.
I like salt.
That's well, salt equals flavor. And we have our basil from Eco Farm that I picked yesterday. It's starting to wilt a little bit under the heat, but that's okay. And we have our cherry tomatoes from Pike Farm. Okay, now here's the first Chef Rob
Everything's
tip.
local, huh?
Everything's local. Pike Farm in
Can you
Sagaponic.
get that? Are we here on this thing? Yeah? Great.
Sure, you can try one. Now, Jane, how do you cut it? Show me how you cut a cherry tomato.
We won't be able to see it back there. So
Well,
let's
but no,
figure
it's
it
not
out.
a visual. How many would?
I would cut it in half.
Okay, well, I'm going to save you time. Chef Rob tip number 1. Take a bunch of cherry tomatoes, and we're going to make what we call a cherry tomato sandwich. We're going to take 2 simple deli container plastic lids, put the cherry tomatoes in there so they don't roll around,
Right.
then take the other,
Right.
make a sandwich like that,
Yeah.
and we're going to take a knife, and if we could get this camera angle so we can see,
You get
and
that?
just cut right
Oh my God,
through,
look at that.
how
and you
great.
hold it down. Voila!
That
Look
is
at that.
so easy.
We
I
got
wish
1,
I'd
2, 3,
known
4,
this.
5, 6, 7. Well, now
Jenny
you do.
is thrilled. I'm sincerely. I know how
Oh,
much.
that
Jenny
is-
loves these cherry tomatoes. She is so thrilled. Look,
Did
it's
you see
Christmas
that?
in
That is-
Isn't that the
Jenny's
coolest thing? Christmas in the middle
That
of
is
August.
very cool, though, Rob. I got to tell you,
Thank you.
that's
That's
very
pretty cool, huh?
Yes.
That's your first Chef Rob tip.
I made a tomato salad once. I swear, it took me 3 hours to cut the tomatoes. It was like the longest.
Let's
Interesting.
hurry along. I want to
Sorry.
get as much
So-
in as I
Okay,
can. I
So
want-
we got the
yeah.
tomatoes, we got some mutts, and we got some basil. Simple enough. We're going to take some olive oil, just a little bit, 2 tablespoons or so per portion. A little.
It's a very summery
balsamic.
salad.
Very summery. It could not be more summery. Now
That's
we're
it.
going to let that sit, and you can serve this as is, or, excuse me, what we did, we grilled some bread.
Do you put anything on it before you grill
Little
it?
olive oil, put it on the grill, and it becomes brown.
Right.
And there, we will show this a little bit later. We're going to plate it. We're going to let these flavors marinate and sit and everything come together, and then we're going to plate it on top. So
Put it
that's
over
our
here for a
first
while.
course.
Yeah, give me that.
Heavenly.
Okay, next, steak. Okay, couple things about cooking meat.
Yes.
These are a couple more Chef Rob tips.
What kind of steak is that?
This is just a regular sirloin.
Sirloin,
Okay,
okay.
no problem with this, but it doesn't matter. Whatever we're using, it doesn't matter. Okay, couple things. First off, you want to bring the meat to room temperature.
Okay.
Okay, because if the meat is still cold when you cook it, if you're cooking it to rare, there's a chance that the middle of the meat could still be cold after it's done. You don't want that.
Okay.
So that's one. Number two, you want to dry the meat because dried meat browns better than wet meat on the coals.
Really? You're kidding?
No, that's two. Now,
Can you wave it around in the air to dry it? Or? No, it's better to
if it's
pat
not
it?
humid, you can't.
Okay.
And if you got someone blowing on it, then we're fine. Third thing, right
Yes.
before you put it on the fire, season right before.
A little bit of
okay?
salt.
A little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper, but we're just going to use salt here. The reason you season right before is because the salt draws out the juices. Juices are the flavor. You don't want to do anything like that,
That's a
right?
great, I love that.
So we're going to put right on like that. Now, you go to restaurants and you have that crosshatch pattern. The way you get that is by making an imaginary clock. And first you can put the steak on at 2 o'clock, and then it'll grill it, and it'll make the crosshatch markings, and then you move it to 10 o'clock.
10 and 2, like driving.
Exactly, 10 and 2.
Okay.
So that'll be that, and we'll show you the final product later. So that's that.
Okay,
now, the
what's
next thing,
next?
next thing, zucchini and corn. Same thing. Take our brush with the olive oil.
Zucchini's fresh, and so is corn at the
Oh,
moment.
this
I went
is-
to the farm stand yesterday. They were out there, you know, local zucchini, local corn.
This is perfect. So it's the same principle, a little bit of olive oil on both, okay? And we're going to add some flavorings. We'll do a little salt on the zucchini and a little paprika on the corn.
Ooh, yum.
And you can do any flavor you want. Really, it's okay. It's, you know, up to you. And that's what I try to teach is that go with it. See what happens.
See, that's always scary to me because I'm going to go with it and then it's just not
No,
going to taste
you'll
good.
be fine.
Nothing I ever make tastes as good as what somebody else makes it.
That's not true.
But all of these recipes are going to be, and these tips are on your website,
Yes,
right?
they are on the website
Okay.
now. The last thing we have, people do not know that you can grill fruit. And grilling fruit is a wonderful
My mom grills fruit. It's like her thing, and it's always so good.
We grow
It's delicious.
we grow plums here.
Okay, well these are peaches, and I let the
Okay.
peaches sit for about 10 minutes with a little butter and brown
the
sugar.
pit out.
Butter
Take
and
the
brown
pit-
sugar.
Butter and brown sugar, put them on, and there we go. Now, quickly, let us see how this steak is doing. There is the markings from 2 o'clock. Now we're going to change it to 10, and then you'll get that crosshatch pattern.
Look at a whole
Okay.
meal on this tiny little stove.
And
It's
here we go.
amazing.
Now, I want you, Stephen, to hold
Yes.
that.
My job.
Yes, and what we're going to do, this is pretty much it.
How am I
okay?
doing? Okay.
You are doing so wonderful.
You're a good
Sorry
man.
about that olive oil on your nice blazer,
That's okay. J. Crew gave it to me.
but I can write off the cleaning bill.
Yeah.
So there is the first plate.
Yes.
It looks
Okay.
great.
That
Isn't that
looks
beautiful?
great. Yes.
That's that. Now, two,
It's beautiful.
here is this, which we're grilling up.
What it will look like when it's
Yeah.
done.
Gorgeous.
Here's the
Which-
corn.
Should we hold it up to it?
Gorgeous.
Where are we?
Camera?
Wow,
it to
can't
John
believe it.
Wall.
There you go.
There we go.
Look
the
at
corn,
that.
you want to keep moving
How
around
long
the
do
grill.
you go, how do you know when the grilled corn's done? Because sometimes you grill corn and it it's hard or it's not
About
cooked yet.
12, 13 minutes. When it starts to brown like this all over and you can feel it, it is soft.
So you don't wrap it up first.
No,
in the
I do it
tin
right
foil.
on the grill. And if we can see here, excuse my fingers, no, it's not starting to brown. It's going to
But
take a
it
little bit
will.
longer. It will. The zucchini starts
Looks
to turn
great.
opaque. You see the difference in color?
Yeah,
It's starting to
absolutely.
turn a little bit opaque. That's done. And the steak, there you go. And there are the
Perfect.
tomatoes. Now,
Rob, this was just incredibly
Wait, let's get the
entertaining.
peach.
One last
One
thing.
last
Yeah,
thing.
come
Let's
on.
just check this out.
and here are the finished peaches with a little whipped cream. And
Is
we
that
have
what
some
that is?
spearmint.
Is that
That's a little, actually,
schlag?
it's a little schlag. Half whipped cream, half mascarpone, a little vanilla extract, a
Half
little
whipped
sugar.
extract, half mascarpone.
Yeah, it's just
vanilla extract
And
and
a little
sugar.
mint.
And a little mint from our garden.
Do you know who's coming on the show? Arthur Schwartz is coming on the show. One of the great epicures,
critics
food
and
critics.
Arthur is great. I used to listen to his radio
Me
program.
too.
I listen to
all
his
the
radio show
time.
all the time.
Sure,
He
sure.
Oh, great.
really,
Thank
and
you for
you're
being
very
here.
good too. You really make food fascinating.
This is so
you.
easy,
You
and
know.
that the cherry tomato thing just blew my mind.
That's-
really that was,
that
like,
was your highlight,
made
huh?
my day.
One last time,
Thank
say
you.
how the viewers can get in touch with you.
All my information is on my website. It is
Right.
www.cookwithclass.net.
Cookwithclass.net. Thank you
Yes.
so much for being here.
Fabulous
We're going to
gift.
be right back with the delectable Mary Russell, who is also a Pulitzer Prize nominee for her new book, so please don't go away.
Appreciate it.